the Silver Creek Studios for another episode of Get a Load of This. I'm Jarod.
I am Ryan.
And this is Joe, back from the fucking abyss.
The
right.
one and only Big Joe's
We
back.
are glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. Felt like I ain't been in the studio in a long time.
It does feel like a long time.
I had a question, though. I was listening to the last one. Very informative about the Tesla. How'd he do with security?
He had no problems. I think he got
Ain't that a
I
motherfucker?
think he got a cookie basket.
Cookie basket.
Yeah.
I was like, God, how
It's
did he
that-
get through?
it's
He
that
didn't say
white
anything.
privilege.
Yeah, it must be.
They saw that Tesla and they were like,
Yeah,
he's fine.
Come
already-
on
no
through.
problem.
Already passed muster.
Come on through.
Yep.
Well, fucking security.
Well, it's good to have you back. How's the Gulf
Yeah.
Coast? Did you leave it?
It's still there.
Still there?
It was fun. I had a great time. Family loved it. New Orleans can stay where New Orleans is.
Right.
Bourbon Street was cool, but that's a shitty town, guys. You need to clean that shit up.
Yeah.
It smells like ass.
I
all
agree.
the time.
I agree. I'm sending my boy
I was
down
going
there
to
for the
say, you're
next 4
sending your
years.
kid there.
Yeah, well, it ain't your nose, so
No, it's not my nose. And where the university is not Bourbon Street, but it's still the humidity and just you're right.
Yeah,
there's a
it's a
stench
fucking
to
swelter.
it, you know, and I think the sewers just can't keep up with the bullshit. I mean, they're below sea level.
And we stayed at a place that was equivalent to like North St. Louis. It was crazy. And right down, a stone's throw away was, I guess, a gay bar. I couldn't tell. But
Until you got there?
Right, until after my fifth drink in the bathroom. So my bride went out to check on the van for like the 9th time. I was like, it's a rental, who cares? You know.
Right.
And she looked down, and the bouncer, or the guy outside, the ticket taker, so to speak, was in a leotard and fishnets.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. And she was like, she was going to grab her phone and go down and try to get a selfie with him. I said, what are you doing? No.
Selfie.
I said, no.
It's just his business attire.
What are you doing?
It's a
Take my
normal-
phone.
Yeah. So,
I want to come.
Nolans, you can keep Nolans, man. That's you guys.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
all you. I mean, hey, I guess I'm a fan of Drew Brees. I don't know where he lives.
He lives in a better part, a gated part that's right
I
near
would fucking
Tulane
think-
University.
Yeah, I would think him and Boogie Davis, he found a place.
Yeah, there is a nice place. I mean, I think that town's similar to St. Louis.
No.
No, I think it is. That once you got to get a little bit out, and
Dude,
then
coming in, you were on like a 25-mile shit bridge.
through the swamp.
Yeah.
Well, that's not it. But you get across
Yeah,
like
that
Lake
ain't
Pontchartrain. You get across the lake, and I think there's nicer suburbs out that way, and there's nicer areas around there. And then even the city, I guess it's north where like Tulane is, and there are some really nice older homes, very similar to, I would say, like the Forest Park area in St. Louis, where...
Man, Drew Brees ain't living in no god. He ain't sitting next to no fucking next door like, hey, how you doing, Hank? How you doing, Drew?
I'm sure it's a $2 million house. I'm sure it's from what I understand. And then I think that's where I thought like Beyonce and Jay-Z were in the same area that he lived. They bought a house down there, and Harry Connick, they're all.
But neither of them. Well, Harry I can get, but Beyonce's from Houston and Jay-Z's from.
I don't know why, but I heard
Brooklyn.
I ain't lying. I don't Google it. We'll have to Google that shit.
Well, that's because property, you buy it up cheap as shit, I bet. Most of it's underwater, but whatever.
So was there any drainage into the Gulf where you guys were on the beach?
Just through my toilet when I was peeing. It was bad. And then, like I said, Gulf Shores, it's a beautiful place. They need to go ahead and tone it down a hair, though. It's expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything. You can't go out to eat for less than $100.
Right.
It's
How many times did you hear Redneck Riviera while you were down there?
the song.
No, is that a song? I didn't even know it was a song. No,
Redneck-
but that's what they call that. They call it the
hear-
Redneck Riviera.
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah.
I walked around doing my southern accent, and
It's easy to fall right into it,
it
isn't it?
really is. And so we're at Walmart, and I was behind my bride, my daughter. They're walking, and a worker behind me comes in, and he sees someone he knows, and he goes, "Hey, how the hell are you doing? You having a good day?" And they thought it was me. And she goes, "I guess we're doing this. I guess this is happening."
He's gone full redneck on us.
Tell you what, you son of a bitch. So it was fun.
Turned
I had a
into
good time.
Boomhauer all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Well, we had a fun episode without you, but we're glad that you're back
Yes,
too.
thank you. Thank you both.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started a little late tonight because we had a little bonding time. We missed Joe.
right.
We've
had
done
to supple from my bosom.
People don't realize
That's
what
right.
it takes to the production of this program. What it takes, and we had to, flex our HVAC expertise
That's
this
right.
evening.
Yes.
Yeah, it's we apparently we've had a couple episodes with this, but it got a little hot in here.
Yeah.
We got to get the
this is
AC
like-
looked at
this is
here
like
in the
Nelly
studio.
hot. This is like-
yeah.
It's good and hot.
I think it's better right now. I think
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
bad.
whatever we
now.
did.
It's not
When you
bad.
got here, it was brutal.
Yeah.
We were ready to call overnight HVAC guy. Joe kind of saved the day on
Yeah,
us.
we're not just a bunch of idiots
No.
that like the sound of our own voice. We
Not-
actually
Not just a hat rack, my friend. Not just a hat rack.
know some shit here and there, but Joe knows some shit. Joe apparently knows HVAC too. So are all those folks that have been surprised about the level of knowledge about cumulonimbus clouds and other things that
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that bullshit I spun. Holy shit. Hey,
we have no
fact
idea
check
if it
me.
was right.
No, fact check
sounded
me that
good,
shit.
yeah.
It was right. That shit was right on.
But you never know where you're gonna hit a vein. You know,
No,
it's
you
like
never know.
drilling for oil with Joe.
Yeah, right.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about this and see what he knows.
Yeah.
And he apparently has a past life in the HVAC industry, and
'Cause I'm fat and I like to stay cool.
He's an expert. So Joe was in the Gulf Shores. You had a little weekend trip, didn't you?
I did. We went to the beautiful city of Cincinnati.
Yep.
Did not.
Baby, if you ever wondered,
You want to keep going with this?
wonder whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, WKRP. We recording this really? Are we really going to
Wow.
put this
That's
out
awesome.
there? We're gonna have to.
We're gonna send that
You may
out.
have to cut that out. I don't know how
But
bad
go
that
on,
sounded.
that's a great song. And
It
the
is.
show comes on MeTV now.
Well,
so
and
we
I was
watch
really upset that I did not see Andy Travis or Les Nessman or Mr. Carlson or any of those guys. And there is no WKRP in Cincinnati.
Apparently not.
Yeah, it was really quite disappointing. But it's a decent city. It's just like any other mid-sized Midwestern city. Their ballpark's beautiful. It's right on the Ohio River. I got to see the Cardinals beat the Reds. Took them an extra inning to do it, but they got it done. It's a neat city. My son's baseball team, however, did not have as good of fortunes, and we made a quick exit on Sunday in bracket play. But, hey, it was a good trip, and I think I like seeing new ballparks. We did the whole Mount Rushmore of stadiums and
What did they play in before Great American?
Riverfront.
Riverfront.
Yeah,
That's
which
right.
was
Yeah.
one of the cookie cutter stadiums.
That was like Busch, right?
and
Yeah.
like the Vet in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
I guess Montreal had one kind of like that too. They all those cookie was Shea Stadium one of them
Now
too?
was
no, I don't think it was.
Paul Brown. Now that's Paul Brown.
That's
was
still there, and that's where the Bengals play.
They still play in that same old stadium.
It's still called Paul Brown. I don't know if they got
Well,
a new
yeah.
one that they named it the same thing again.
The only thing I knew that I thought was really cool about the Paul Brown Stadium was they were, as of like 5 years ago, the only stadium with an in-house MRI machine. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Now tell us-
Philadelphia's got a prison or a jail.
Philly's got a
They
full-on
have an MRI
prison.
machine.
Now tell us about Skyline Chili.
It's
Yeah.
shit. But one thing about before I
famous
go to
shit.
Skyline, Paul Brown Stadium, I will say it's a huge stadium.
Yeah.
When you drive into downtown Cincinnati, you know the way we came at least, we drove like right towards Paul Brown Stadium, and it is enormous. I mean the height of the stadium. It's like the dome in St. Louis isn't that tall. I don't think. It just seemed.
I haven't jumped off it in years. So I don't know.
It just seemed huge. And then even when I got to Great American Ballpark, it's also very tall. So like you compare Busch, it's closer confines, I think, at Great American Ballpark, but you're higher. They go higher up.
Maybe you were just really drunk.
No, I wasn't yet, but no, but you're right on top of the action, and the seats we had they came with the tournament fee, so they were 500 level seats, they were nosebleeds, but they were great seats and a great view, and it was cool. But yeah, Skyline Chili. I did not try any other chili parlors. I know there's Gold Star. There's a bunch of other chili parlors in Cincinnati, but Skyline I think is the best known one, and it's got a weird taste to it, man. It's got some cinnamon shit going on in it. It's got Greek flavorings or something.
Is that like a thing for Cincinnati? They known for their chili or something?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Skyline Chili's famous. That's the only thing I know about Cincinnati. Skyline
Cincinnati
Chili.
has, I don't forget, like 300 chili parlors in the city of Cincinnati.
Really?
Yeah,
And it's covered in cheese, right? Like unmelted shredded shredded cheese. Like
Yeah, it's almost more cheese
cheese
than chili. So I had a chili 5-way, which anybody that's had Steak and Shake, if ever had a chili 3-way or a 5-way, they have them there too. I would go to Steak and Shake in a heartbeat over any
in
of these.
fact, let's we're gonna hit pause here and we're gonna run to Steak and Shake. That sounds fucking delicious, right now.
And the amount of cheese that's on a Steak and Shake chili 3-way or 5-way is not nearly the same. There was it was more cheese than chili. You had to almost. I mean, I don't. There must be a way to order it where you can say, "Hey, how about like 1/3 of the of the cheese you normally
Can
put
you
on?"
take it easy on the cheese?
Yeah,
it's probably a good balance between the bean, which will just pass right through you, and the cheese. It's like playing goalie.
Yeah, right. They got to balance things out. Otherwise, their sewer system is going to go to hell in a handbasket. But no, Cincinnati is a fine city. I would do it again.
It's a fine town.
Apparently, they have a nice zoo. We did not get an opportunity, but they have a baby.
Is it free like the St. Louis Zoo?
I don't know.
They had
apparently
a zoo.
That is not a thing everywhere.
No,
I just
went to the
assumed
zoo
big public funded zoos were free. No,
well, that's a
St.
lie.
Louis is
Though.
one of the
St.
few.
Louis is not entirely free. You have to pay to get into the children's zoo. You have to pay to ride the friggin' train.
Whatever.
But to get
It's
in
free.
if you want to go
If
see
I
the
want to see a
giraffe,
fucking polar bear, I can walk right in.
you can do that. You can see the penguins and polar bears.
You can
and all
go
that shit.
cluck at a chicken if you want.
I can cluck at a chicken for an hour before
Do they
anyone
have
will stop me.
chickens at the zoo?
I don't know.
either.
So
Do they have a
we went
poultry
to
section?
Yeah. Where's your fowl?
You go to the Monroe County Fair to see the
They
chickens.
do have the waterfowl, right? The little ducks and swans
Yeah, I
and
guess.
stuff.
We went
guess they don't have
to
chickens.
zoo in Gulf Shores, and it was $11.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a nice zoo?
It was all right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a cool
Cincinnati
time.
has a baby hippo. I think it's a hippo, or maybe it's a rhino. I think it's a hippo, and it's called Fiona. And it was when we were at Skyline Chili. That fucking hippo was on the cup that they gave me my soda in, and I was like, man, they're proud of this hippo. They got a partnership with Skyline Chili, but apparently it's a nice zoo, and they have a baby hippo, which I don't know.
my dad
That's what
lives
you're
in
into.
Melbourne, Florida, and they have a zoo, and it's like the county zoo or something, and it's like $20 to get in.
Well, that's a pound,
it's-
not a zoo.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's all the trails and paths are right up on the animals.
That's how that Gulf Shores one. You were right
You're not
up
in
on
a
it.
building with glass walls and stuff.
Right.
They're right there. So it feels more natural, I guess, but it's smaller. They don't have near as much stuff,
Right.
and it costs
Right.
$20 to
That's
get
how it
in.
was.
You take your family, you spend $100 to get to walk through a
And it's
small zoo, but it was pretty neat.
Technically, St. Louis has 2 free zoos because we also have Grant's Farm.
So
That's often
I
overlooked.
Yeah.
am now.
Well, we got lone elk too.
Well, right, and I don't know how many animals are out there. Not as many.
I tell you what, I went to
lot?
Lone Elk as a kid. Not a kid, teenager, late. I drove myself.
Last week,
And last week.
yesterday.
Well, no, I had hair. And we were out playing. This is how I'm going to date myself. We were playing hacky sack, man. It was like me and 2 other buddies, and we had our girls with us. We're playing hacky sack, and this fucking elk shows up. I mean, this is a massive animal.
sure.
He was a
And
badass hacky sacker too.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I jumped in the fucking car. I was like, I think these things are venomous, man. I don't know. I'm not fucking with this. They're like, oh, it's cool, man. It ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, no, you think that, and it
It's an
will.
unpredictable elk.
That is a 1,400-pound mammal right there.
Right.
That's going to do. I don't
Wild
think it's gonna
animal.
eat me,
Yeah,
but son of a bitch, it give me a hell of a headbutt.
sure. Yeah,
where do you go to Mastodon State Park and run into one of those motherfuckers?
they don't really have mastodons there.
Yeah. No. No, Ryan, they don't have mastodons.
Is that like the petrified wood forest?
Are you serious, Clark?
Are you serious, Clark?
Yeah. So in my now 40 years, I have never been to Grant's Farm.
Oh,
Ever.
that's fucked up.
My kids and my wife have been there. For some reason, I've never
Road
been
trip.
there.
They got free beer there, dude.
I know.
Not like it used to be. You used to be able to
No.
go there and get shit faced. My
Right.
dad would take us there all the time.
Now you got to take a bunch of over the age of 21 non-drinkers in order to get drunk, which
yeah.
which
Right.
works for me because I take my wife. I'll take my.
I mean, if you want to pay, they'll
you
sell
can
it
buy,
to you.
you can buy them too. Yeah.
It's a cool little spot.
Well, the brewery
Yeah.
tour used to be that way too. You could go through there
Right.
and get hammered, and
Now you get two little
yeah,
cups or
and then they
whatever.
throw you out.
Some
I ain't
pretzels.
see, I've never been on a brewery tour.
Oh, wow. It's a good
Yeah,
time.
I ain't never been.
Yeah, it's good. Well, we went down there.
We should
one
do a
year.
remote at
Didn't
the-
we
All three
do
of us.
The
AFAB.
light tour one year. That
Yeah.
wasn't the brewery tour, but
All three of
that
us
was
did,
us.
yeah.
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 That wasn't the brewery tour, but it was close. We had free
Close
beer.
enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Or free something.
It was free
We should do that sometime.
There we go. We got to see. All we have to do is hit record, and all of a sudden, content just comes to us.
It just pours out of us, just like chili shits.
Yep.
Well, without the cheese.
How far are we in here that we haven't even gotten to our topic? So we're 15 minutes in, and we were sitting here, pondering while troubleshooting HVAC issues, pondering what the hell are we going to talk about tonight. we got the band back together finally, and we really couldn't come up with anything.
I was just going to go, wiener, 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 wiener.
But we got to 15 minutes on complete bullshit.
We did, yep.
But we do have a topic. And,
we do, yes.
Before we get to that topic, one more thing.
Mm-hmm. We never get to talk about your 40th
monumental
party.
event occurred this weekend.
Yes, monumental.
Jarod turned the big 4-0.
The big 4-0.
Happy birthday, Jarod.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, someone here wouldn't show up for it.
Yeah,
I was out of town. I had this plan long before you were born.
Chili.
I knew he was going to be 40, and I made
Joe.
Yeah, you opened up the weekend.
He came back early from vacation just to
get in the car.
I'm a
so
bad person.
Many of our listeners attended my 40th birthday bash, so I want to thank everybody who showed up. I really appreciate it. It was a good time.
It was a great time. Great people. I got to feel like a celebrity a little bit.
He did. Everybody wanted to meet Joe. Where's Joe?
Now I'm pissed. No one was asking about Ryan.
They did.
They did.
I was like, that motherfucker's not here.
Yeah.
Well, to all of our listeners out there, I'm very sorry. We'll have to have another get together.
We've talked about this, I believe, in a couple episodes. We've talked about maybe having a remote at Stubborn German.
Did you talk to them about it while you were there?
I didn't, but I wanted to wait.
You should have seen him.
I needed to sober up slightly.
That was fucking J-Rod.
Talk to his mommy.
Mommy, take me home now.
I wasn't that bad, right?
Oh, he was J-Rod.
J-Rod's tired.
Yeah, you should have seen me talking to the bartender at the end of the night. Oh, man. But, so I'm going to reach out to them. But it was a great venue. Mm-hmm. We all had a really good time.
Were you guys in the cellars?
We were in the cellar.
Can we do the show in the cellars?
I mean, they might charge us whatever, but
Oh, okay.
They might not for doing an episode. It was a good time, I got to say. They treated us great. There was plenty to drink. It was easy to go upstairs, downstairs. Your tab worked on both bars, and they had the ball game on. It was awesome.
Maybe we're getting a little too big.
No, they had Bad News Bears, the one where they're in the Astrodome.
Oh, wow. That's 3, I think, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Breaking Training?
I don't know.
Yeah. Astrodome.
Yeah.
So, I definitely think we should do that. Set that up.
Let them play. I just kept looking at it. I was like, that's the newest Freddy Krueger. I can't believe it. I fucking can't believe it.
That's right. Maybe we're getting too big for our britches, but maybe a 50th episode celebration in the caverns under Stubborn German. We could have a little a party. Mm-hmm. And invite
See, I thought we were going to do that on an underpass.
Maybe.
And we're just going to sit there and
whatever.
Depends.
If people don't start liking and sharing and telling their friends and listening
to
our shit, we might be under an underpass.
Start selling crack under an underpass.
We're all going to be semen.
Well, we're going to be down to one microphone. Well, we only have one microphone, and we're recording on our phone.
Way to sell the other two.
We couldn't keep it together.
No.
But it was a good time.
It was a good time.
I enjoyed it very much. I was very grateful that everybody came out. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it, buddy. I honestly, in hindsight, based on the results of the tournament, I would have rather been hanging out at your 40th. So, but commitments of a father, are what they are.
I've been there.
Yeah,
it happens. So we talked about at the suggestion of one of our wives, I believe.
Oh, it was Bride. It was Bride. It was my bride.
Yeah. Shit you did as a kid that was maybe a little bit dangerous or a little risky, whether it was a game or a stunt you tried to pull or
not
something.
Not surprising it come from your wife.
Yeah.
She knows that you've done it.
Yeah,
she's probably heard a lot of stories of dumb shit that Joe's done. And
stupid shit you did as a kid.
Of course, you got the jarts.
Right. Lawn darts. Like, how is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why did that ever...
That was a weighted projectile with a sharp end.
A sharp end.
I'd like to see the stats on that. How many people died from jarts?
And you weren't just tossing it in a yard. You were tossing it at the other team. It was going to land about 4 feet away from where they were standing.
I wasn't throwing at a circle. I was throwing at Pete. I bet this fits in your foot.
How many feet were impaled by lawn darts?
We used to just...
In the 80s.
Well... So what's funny about that is my dad still has a wonderful full working set of real
lawn darts.
And he's got a little bit of land up in where he lives up in North County, and we fucking throw them. I mean,
you weren't tossing it gently up in the air.
We full on get a run and throw and see how far
Randy
we can
Johnson
get them to
style.
go. Yeah,
like disc golf.
as far as we can throw them, and and the kids will be out there playing. I mean, we'll clear them, and that still happens.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're idiots.
No, we had a set too. I don't know what happened. That they're not around anymore. But we did, and we were told that we weren't allowed to play with them because they were dangerous. And now those dangerous games have been replaced with washers and cornhole bags. And
right.
I guess horseshoes are right there.
I mean,
too,
those lawn darts got replaced with the little weighted bag on them.
Right.
And,
Which
that's
is
not gonna hurt.
dumb.
So speaking of horseshoes, at my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's wedding, Tritone Guitars, Tritone Dave.
Yeah.
At their wedding, they had, this was out in a rural area, a home, I don't know, not a farm exactly, but out in the...
They had some land.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a horseshoe set up.
A game of horseshoes?
Yeah. At this person's house.
Horseshoes?
And there was this little girl, she was probably 5 years old, and she was playing outside around where people were throwing horseshoes.
Oh.
And somebody threw a horseshoe that started going endo and jumped up in the, this horseshoe bounces off the ground up in the air and cracks this girl right in the forehead.
Hey,
and
you're in the middle of a horseshoe game.
Damnedest thing. She's kicked by a mule, eyes go crossed.
Fall down a well, eyes go cross. Kick by a mule, eyes go straight again. I don't know.
The poor child.
Within seconds, she had this egg-sized welt on her forehead.
I'm sure.
Sticking out 2 inches from her head. It was disgusting. And of course,
she's lucky
everybody's
she didn't
freaking
lose
out.
the ability
yeah.
to taste.
Yeah. She
Right.
can't smell anything anymore, but she can do trigonometry to beat the band.
Yeah, she knows Japanese now.
But
I don't know.
anybody that knows me knows it was one of the funniest things I ever saw.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
wasn't
great.
rushing to her aid. I was cracking up laughing. But anyway, horseshoes were right up there with lawn darts. For dangerous games.
Tom Segura does a bit about people when after they suffer like a traumatic injury, all of a sudden they speak with like a different dialect. So there'll be some like Irish lady that has this thick, and then she has some accident, and all of a sudden she talks with a twang. But she's still saying Irish type words. It is.
I tell you what, you better come over here and get a taste of my shillelagh.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I knew you'd pick that up. But that's hilarious. It's like certain injuries aren't funny.
Right.
That's funny.
Well, yeah. Sure, right.
I mean, as long as she survived, it was funny, you know? Yeah. So did you guys ever do any like stunts or jump off a cliff or whatever?
Okay, so 'tis the season right now. We can buy bottle rockets right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I rode my bike like 40 miles over the Missouri River into Alton to buy bottle rockets for Bottle Rocket Wars.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we played Bottle Rocket Wars.
Did you use a wiffle ball bat or did you right out of your hand?
Right out of your hand. Running at people with Roman candles and just blasting them. Yeah. That's some dangerous shit.
Yeah,
man.
it was dumb. It was really dumb. I had
we would take the black cats, like a package of black cats, light them, and that was like a grenade.
Oh, yeah.
And you just launch them at people.
and throw them at people. Yeah.
At people.
Yeah, I had a
We used to call you
firecracker.
people assholes.
I bet you did, VBS.
Yeah. Nice.
I had a firecracker blow up my hand one time, and that it stings,
shit,
man.
yeah.
It hurts.
Uh-huh.
And I know a guy that, and I used to work with him, and he's missing a finger.
Yeah, he only counts to
I
9.
wonder why.
Well, he's missing a finger, but I knew he was a Marine, and I figured. No one ever asked him, how'd you lose your finger, man? It's very apparent because it's his right hand, and every time meet him, you shake his hand, and he also in our work he points a lot.
What are you, a Simpson?
And he's just got a nub that's off at the first or the big knuckle.
Well, this IED in Iraq.
So that was my presumption that it was some Marine injury. I mean, he's a fucking Marine, things happen. And I asked him finally, after I'd known him for about 5 years, I was like, man, I got to ask. I don't think anybody's ever asked you this. I said, how'd you lose your finger? And he goes, well, I'd love to tell you that it was some glorious story from warfare. He goes, but it was, he grew up in the Bronx, I think.
Some guy named Joe pointed a Roman candle at me.
No, it was cherry bombs, and they were lighting them and throwing them at each other, and he lit one with a quick wick and went off in his hand. And he lost two-thirds of his index finger.
He did a little JPP.
That's right. I was like, wow. And he goes, and that's why I got the hell out of the Bronx and I joined the Marines. And he's a very successful businessman now, but missing 2/3 of his index finger on his right hand.
I do remember being at a campsite, I think, one time with some friends of ours, and somebody, not in our group, somebody else that was camping there had, I don't know if they'd be cherry bombs or we kept saying quarter stick of dynamite. I don't know. And they would light this thing and throw it into this pond, and it would blow up like a freaking mortar went off. I mean, it was huge. Yeah. If you had been holding that or it went off anywhere near you.
Have you ever seen about that sparkler bombs? You ever seen a sparkler bomb?
Those are crazy.
You take a package of sparklers, and then you tie them all together.
Electrical tape them together,
and then you pull one out and light it.
Like a wick. Yeah.
Like a wick. And you light. I can't believe this is like the fucking.
Yeah. Kids, don't try this at home.
The chemist cookbook here. Anyhow, so you pull one out, you light it, and we would put it under buckets.
Yeah.
And like 5-gallon plastic buckets.
It sounds like dynamite going off.
It is.
Yeah.
And then you drop the bucket and you take off running. And that sparkler comes down, and when it meets the other 11, and that's only if you did one pack. Assholes like me, we do like 4 or 5 packs.
Right.
And boom! I mean, it was insane. And that bucket blow up, and we did that with like car models and stuff like that, and Hot Wheels. And
so, did you ever take a 55-gallon drum of ammonia and a Ryder truck? And
no, some jackass beat me to that.
Shit ton of fertilizer and a Ryder truck. Yeah.
No, but we used to blow up a lot of shit like that.
Do we need to hire lawyers?
Maybe. I'm not sure we should laugh about that.
Yeah, no shit. Too soon.
Disclaimer.
I'm going to get talked to at work.
Please don't try any of this at home.
But
we are trained professionals on a closed course.
We weren't. But bottle rocket wars were always fun. Jarts were always fun. That were dangerous.
So I used to do a lot of dangerous shit.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, we got hurt.
Really? Jeez.
Fucked up. But you just live and learn.
Yeah. I don't think we ever did. I mean, maybe at some point, with the wiffle ball bat, we would shoot some bottle rockets in your general vicinity.
Right.
I do recall at one point throwing firecrackers that you'd light, so you'd have it in your hand and throw it, try to throw it before it went off. But we weren't too stupid with it, I guess. I don't know.
We did, we would do them out of the hand, but then eventually your hand would get all burnt up because would burn your fingers and shit. So then we switched to the wiffle ball bat, and everybody had one. You can get better aim with the wiffle ball bat.
Right, you can aim.
But
bullshit, you get good with a wick. You can throw them motherfuckers. It dive down, come right up at the.
Well, a buddy of mine, I think the statute of limitations is up on this one, but we were cruising around the 4th of July, and we had a bunch of fireworks. We had bottle rockets, and specifically the whistling ones, the ones that whistle and then pop.
Whistlers with report.
Well, and the whistlers, if you watch them, they put out a little bit of a flame. Like a regular black cat bottle rocket, or whatever the run of the mill bottle rocket is, they don't really have much of a flame. It's sparks that come out.
Right.
These, for whatever reason, had somewhat of a flame, and we decided we were going to go.
That's called a whistling bunghole.
Yeah. So we would go out into we were going on a back road, and we found this open spot to stop, and we're throwing up bottle rockets, and we're having a grand time, and we're lighting them, throwing them up, and they whistle, they pop. It's great. One of them didn't go up.
Oh shit! Yep.
And we were near I think it was a soybean field, and it went down into the soybean field, and it caught fire.
Yeah,
and we hopped the fence and tried to stomp it out, but realized that there was no saving this, and we had no choice but to get the fuck out of Dodge. And so we hopped in the car and just tore out of there, and we drove around the area, and we eventually heard fire trucks. I presume that it was resolved without any incident.
I had an exact story like that. We were doing the exact same thing, and it was me and my buddy Ron, who was in the military, and Wilson, and Bill. God, Bill, if you're out there, Bill, and you're listening to this, hey, cool, but you're a fucking idiot. I don't believe you even got it working. But so we're doing shit. We're lighting off fireworks. And they're like in the middle of like tall, dead grass. Like stupid as shit. And we're behind a junior high or a elementary school. Sparks ensue. We got a fire. We can't put it out. We got skateboards and we're trying to tamp it out with skateboards. Right. And I go, dude, I've been in this situation before. And they're like, yeah, what do you? I said, I fucking left.
You run.
and so I grabbed my shit and I'm like, we're up.
Yeah.
About that time, we were close to a neighborhood of new houses. And these dudes come running over with pitchforks and shit, like rakes, and they're running over at us. They're probably thinking, I'm going to save my fucking house. You know?
Sure, yeah, yeah.
And they tamped it out and everything, and it was cool. And I was, and my buddy Mike, he's like, man, thanks, man. He's all fucking kiss these dudes' ass. I was like, dude, I was gone. Yeah. This was their problem.
Right. Well, and furthermore, you should run away because they will hold you accountable. And especially today, they'll sue your ass, and you'll go to jail. Yeah. I mean, not sue you, but they'll call the cops on you for arson. I did one other. Well, I'm gonna tell you about one other stupid thing I did. I don't know how old.
We're talking about stupid things now. I thought we're talking about
dangerous games. Well, we got on the firework topic.
We're just talking about. If we're talking about stupid shit I've done, oh my god!
This is along the theme of arson. I think.
I could give you last week would fill up an hour.
But I had a buddy of mine. It was again 4th of July period. We had lighters, and we we liked fireworks, and we maybe we were pyromaniacs. I don't know, but
it's like a week you walk around with a punk, all day long. Yeah. It's always lit.
Yeah, we had fire at our disposal at any moment in time, and so we decided. Well, we figured out that gasoline was fun.
That's a fuel,
and it was somewhat entertaining, and then. My friend Sean, he's like, yeah, it'd be kind of ironic and funny if we lit that fire hydrant on fire. and I was like, that's brilliant. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
You are a thinker.
At age 12, I'm like, this is going to be hilarious. So we did. We went and got some lawnmower gas out of his dad's garage, and we poured it on the fire hydrant, lit it on fire, and it burned off, and no harm, no foul. Everything's great.
Yeah, it didn't even scar the paint or nothing like that.
No problem. No problem at all. Nothing else caught on fire. It burned itself out without any incident, and we thought that was fun. That was amazing.
What else can we soak in gasoline?
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
Now,
let's try that tree.
we had unfortunately used all of his dad's gas.
Where's your sister?
Oh, so we went over to my house to see if I had any gas in the can. And, of course, I did. So we decided we were going to pour it in the downspout, like the concrete drain that comes off of your house, the concrete downspout catcher thing. And we were going to pour it in there and light it on fire. What we had failed to account for was that my lawnmower was a 2-cycle engine.
Mm-hmm. Well, that burns forever.
Which means that you add oil to your gasoline. And so we lit this expecting the same outcome that had occurred on the fire hydrant. And
your gas can had oil mixed in with it.
Yep. Yeah. And so we had about 10-foot flames.
Oh, my God.
Black smoke. And we took care of it pretty quickly with the neighbor's hose because that was closer. And we took care of it and got the fire out. But there was this cloud of black smoke that had billowed off of my house. And neighbors saw it. And this young kid. So we were 12 or 13 years old. And this kid, John... He was probably 4 or 5 years younger than us. We're just happy to be hanging with us. And his dad's the one that saw it. And John's like Jonathan, we called him. Now he's John, I'm sure. But Jonathan, get your ass over.
Yeah, Dad was probably watching the whole time, thinking
the whole damn thing.
He's like, these fucking kids. I got my little one over there, and these 2 idiots are over there.
Jonathan ran home, and me and Sean were like, well, I think we should probably go in for the night. And we went our ways. Parents come home from work, and we're playing video games, thinking no problem, no issues.
Oh, that was it. Oh, so John's dad probably dropped the hammer on y'all.
Well, he called, and he called before my parents got home, and he said, this is Mr. I won't say his name, but is your mom or dad home? And I said, no, they're not home from work yet. And he's like, all right, well, you have them give me a call when they get home.
Yeah, will do.
You betcha, buddy. So that never happened, and I'm pretty sure he called my buddy Sean's house and said the same thing, and that never happened. But at some point in time, the two, Sean and John's dad, talked, and I think there was some punishment, but they never got to my dad until the block party.
Uh-oh.
and the block party the jig was up. And actually, my dad walked in while me and Sean were watching like Skinamax or something like that, and we thought, we flipped.
Quit jerking off, and I gotta yell at you about something.
We flipped the channel real quick, and he's like, I gotta talk to you guys about something. And we thought we were in trouble for watching, softcore porn on Cinemax, but
happy it wasn't through like white lines and shit.
No, yeah, it was unscrambled, and but unfortunately, he dropped the sewer fire on us, and he's like, Sean.
So how much later was that it happened?
Like 6 months.
Oh. What?
No, maybe not that.
Was
maybe
there
4
anger?
months.
Was there still anger?
No.
And what a fucking did he journal that shit? What a dude.
What a narc, right?
Journal that shit.
No harm, no foul.
Right.
Take it easy. Hey, I gotta tell you something about your boy did like 9 years ago.
Well, I'm gonna throw this. This guy's name. I'll say Mr. Delk. He ain't fucking listening. He might be dead by now. But Mr. Delk. He also narked on my sister. She had a party.
Oh my god! What a high blow! What a fuck!
He was Mr. No Fun. But my sister was a dumbass. She had a party when my parents were out of town. I think I got sent to my grandma's house or something. But she was allowed at 15 or 16 to stay home by herself. In hindsight, not the grandest
80s
decision.
are the best.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, this is like 1987 or so, right? And so she throws a rager. I mean, just the party to end all parties, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Sean, the guy that set the fire with me, he apparently dropped the flag at a drag race on our street.
Nice.
Like a little girl though, like
Grease style.
Well, they're like, hey, there's this 13-year-old kid out here. Let's get him to drop
your boxers for the race,
right,
sweetheart.
So, but it was apparently a huge party.
That's
and
awesome.
At the end of the night, they had these, black trash bags, hefty bags full of beer cans and bottles and other waste. And my sister had given them to one of her friends to dispose of.
They went in Delk's yard?
They went in the sewer at the end of the street.
Nice,
like
even better.
Fucking moron. So then, 3 months later, we have a torrential downpour, and the entire street floods. Everybody's yard is flooded. There's water that covered the houses of about the yards of about 8 houses.
Nice.
And we're all like, what the hell? What's going on here? Someone called the sewer department. They showed up. They go down the sewer. They fish out these two.
Looks like somebody had a goddamn rager here.
Well, and Mr. Delk was apparently out there.
Probably helping them pull the lid off.
Well, and he saw what they pulled out, and he immediately called my dad. He's like, your daughter is the source of this problem. And so she got her ass chewed and got in big trouble. Otherwise, she'd have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those pesky Delks. But yeah, it was that was life in South County in the 80s, man.
Yeah, see, we didn't. I mean, I guess we had neighbors like that. I mean, I did a lot of ruthless shit though as a kid. I was a fucking idiot.
Right.
And I remember one time I got in trouble. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Oh, I did something. I beat a kid up or something. Ted
DiBiase.
No, it's like Ted Stryker, dude. I think his name is. I'm not lying.
I went with the wrong Ted.
Yeah, his name was like Stryker or something. The whole family was a bunch of fucking goons.
Was he a pilot?
No, he was. Yeah. And they lived in the subdivision across the highway or not the highway, but a busy street. Lived in Pleasant Ghetto. Oh, fuck it, I don't care. Right. And I went over there and I was doing something, hanging out with some friends, and Ted's out in his house, and I don't know what he was doing. He pissed me off, so I went over there and beat on him a little bit, and and I went home. Well, then I get home, and a neighbor that's like 2 houses down says I'm fucking with her dog, and I'm like, I wasn't fucking. And he's down here yelling at my dad. Well, and Dad's been doing a bit of boozing, and
sure.
And he's like, yeah, and he's like, the fucking kid wasn't here all day. What do you mean he was fucking with your dog?
Right.
And he wasn't. And I said, and I'm like, I don't even like dogs. I don't want to be around dogs. Why would I go fucking with your dog? And he's like, so the old man sent the dude on the way, and he leaves. Fucking Ted's old man pulls up right then, and I go, this one is me.
I had nothing to do with the dog.
Yeah,
this guy's got a valid point.
And it was. I mean, as soon as that dude left and my dad got settled down, I mean, he was sitting out front, and as soon as this fucking, here comes fucking Ted's dad, and I go, yeah, that one is me. That's where I was today. Yeah. I wasn't fucking with that dog, but I was fucking with Ted.
Here comes proof that I didn't mess with that dog.
Right. So then, he's like, your goddamn son's over here beating on my kid and and my dad was like, he listens to it for me. He's like, well, tell your fucking kid to fucking toughen up, man. I don't tell him.
Right.
So, now, this wasn't something that I did, but I had a couple friends that did this. So, you guys ever make a potato gun? You know what a potato gun is?
Those things are insane.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So they would, a little PVC, little cap on the end, some gunpowder, and maybe
gunpowder or hairspray.
It was hairspray.
Yeah, you could do it a couple different ways.
You just or ethanol.
Yeah. And brake cleaner.
Yeah, brake cleaner do it too.
I think sometimes a potato, sometimes a tennis ball, whatever you could stuff in there.
Whatever we found.
But,
we did it with a rock.
Potatoes are cheaper.
So they'd be shooting these potato guns at each other. But they also would just take a BB gun, a pellet gun, and just shoot at each other. And maybe it would embed in your shin. Maybe not. You might have to dig it out with a pocket knife. Just some stupid shit. Like, who does that? I wasn't doing it. I don't know.
Did you ever shoot a potato gun?
Yeah, but not at anybody. I mean, I would shoot them in the air. You're right. This would be like potato gun wars or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff.
It gets you.
You can fuck some shit up with that.
But you know what? I mean, like when I was a kid, there was... I guess there was dart guns. I don't know if someone had like a dart. It was CO2 powered.
Yeah, well, that was the BB gun. You could you could load the BBs.
These had like the little darts,
or a fucking dart in your neck. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I agree. We had my buddy that was in the military, Ronnie. He had one, and we sit down there for hours.
Ferrell and
it's a fucking dart in your neck. There's a dart in your neck. You're crazy, man. I love you, but you're crazy.
You're crazy.
But
sounds like the guy from Silence of the Lambs. It puts the lotion in the basket.
Anyway, put the fucking lotion in the basket. But at any rate, we'd sit down there for hours shooting at a dart board with them dart guns.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd wear out whole CO2 cartridges on that shit.
I came over to Sean again. I came over to his house, and there was another buddy of ours over there. I forget who it was, and they're like, "Yeah, man, so and so just shot Sean in the chest with a dart." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, check it out." And sure shit, he had a Band-Aid on because it was bleeding. I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are idiots. You don't shoot each other with that, But then what do we do now? My oldest is 18. I know that your son definitely owned airsoft guns.
Yeah.
Which it's a BB gun. It's obviously lower powered than shooting a plastic pellet, it's
still strong.
It's still strong. And basically, I gave my kids safety glasses and said, "All right, go shoot at each other."
Now I gotta say, my son never owned an airsoft gun. I owned an airsoft gun, and he played with it. So I had one in college.
Yeah,
and I mean, I wouldn't say it was stupid. I mean, we had protection, eye protection, and face masks and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's still
there were
dangerous.
times where it was stupid.
I mean, I wouldn't have given it to my
blood
kid
a couple times
if I didn't think it was somewhat safe. But still, not. I mean, like I can't imagine my mother handing me a air-powered gun.
Well, hell no. My mom never gave me any of that. I left. I went and did all that shit outside.
Right, yeah. But like I went out and I shopped with them like, well, is this one good enough? Is this one are you going to win the war with this one, son?
Yeah. So someone going to die with this?
So my buddies and I, when we were in college, we all got airsoft guns. But before that, we got paintball guns. Paintball was pretty big.
Sure.
Airsoft wasn't even around yet. It was still like imported guns from Japan and stuff. So before that, we had paintball. Anyway... so I had a gun. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was a Stingray. It was kind of the cheaper but still good paintball gun that you could get like at a Walmart or Sports Authority. It was maybe
I don't know,
$100 or something, but it wasn't crazy expensive. But it was a good paintball gun.
Mm-hmm.
But you could adjust the velocity on this. But how do you know without putting it on a chronograph or whatever? Just
without
how
shooting
fast
somebody,
it is?
right? Yeah.
So I had mine dialed in, however, it was accurate, And so my buddies and I were all playing paintball. And one of my friends is laid down. We were out in a field kind of thing with trees and stuff, and he's laid down trying to sneak up on us, right? And I spot him, and I think it was even dark. It was like nighttime. And I shoot my paintball gun at him, trying to get him. But we did have a rule, like no aiming for the face and head, right? If it happens, it happens, but don't try to hit somebody in the head
or the junk.
Right.
I guess.
But he's laying down in the grass. So like the only way I'm going to hit him is in the head. He's like coming at me, right? So his head is what's coming at me. So anyway, I shoot at him and apparently hit him in the neck, the exposed neck region. Ooh. And he gets up cussing like a sailor. And he's just blood is running down his neck.
Shit.
Like, and apparently we put my gun on a chronograph later, and it was like 100 FPS over the legal amount. Yeah, I mean, I hit him on the thin skin of his neck and just started gushing blood. Yeah.
Well,
killed him on the spot.
But
they also say that
he lived though, right?
He did live.
Okay.
People freeze their paintballs.
Yeah.
And then they're hard. They travel a lot faster and they're more accurate. But they're hard when they hit.
Yeah. So
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Part of the reason we stopped playing paintball and started doing airsoft was
because jobs.
Well,
because we had memorials to go to. It sounds like
it was a pain in the ass. So if it was too cold, the paintballs would get hard and brittle, and they'd crack inside the barrel. If it was too hot and humid, the paintballs would expand, and then they didn't come out of the barrel right. There was always something wrong. It had to be like a 75-degree day.
But now they make better ones now, though. I think that are meant for cold weather.
I haven't played paintball in 20 years. But,
so we used to
airsoft is like no problem. It works the same all the time. Accurate. We don't have to worry about. It's great.
I have two paintball guns at the house, and I basically bought, and they were $200 a piece.
Yep.
And I bought them for the Annie Oakley Award at my house, and we would have.
What?
Oh, well,
the Annie Oakley Award at your house.
July 4th podcast extravaganza.
Yeah,
nice.
I have like a family party at the house.
Okay.
On 4th of July. I haven't in a couple years, and it's drinking and everyone wearing red, white, and blue, and we're shooting guns.
Don't you have like a playlist too, right?
I have a
shooting
playlist.
paintball guns.
We shout paintball guns at a target.
Okay,
and then it's for accuracy. Annie Oakley.
It's Annie Oakley deal.
And
there's a few holes in the fence as a
result. But
nice.
But I get these hay bales, and then we put beer bottles inside the hay bales, and you have to hit the broadside of a. And you can.
Accurate.
Yeah, you ain't fucking around. These are good
guns. Are we doing
guns.
that this year?
Well, I'll have to check into it. I got the guns. I got the guns, and I got the tanks. I think I got 2 tanks that took a shit, though. So I have to get new tanks. But
that's the other problem with paintball. You got to go drive up and fill up your CO2 tanks every time you want to play.
Well, we know we can go remote.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we know that's possible.
Yeah, you have to come back to the K-Pound.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Annie Oakley competition.
The Annie Oakley Award. I had trophies. Funny. We had a trophy. And,
we should do airsoft, too. Then you don't need any CO2 or anything. Just electric battery.
I want to break the bottle. One of the best times I had recently.
But here's the problem with that is I had to fucking clean that shit up.
Clean it up. We were down.
That was awesome. It is until fucking cleanup time. Someone had to clean Woodstock, guys.
Mowing the yard with the glass.
We were down with the family at a place called Rockbridge in southern Missouri. It's a trout farm. It's an awesome place. And we stayed at this house. We got to cut this off. We're getting a little long here. Anyway, but yeah, shooting a 22 at beer bottles in an old barn was one of the best times that I had. Holy crap, we are way over time.
You know what? Talking
we
shit.
Started this with zero topic.
We were at 15 minutes.
We had nothing.
Yeah, but you don't know. This could have been fucking shit.
Right.
People are going to be like, you know what? That was the last one I'm going to fucking puke through. That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. You boys should just stop now.
But to those of you that have weathered the storm and that have listened to
48
minutes of us blathering about
shit.
Nothing.
I don't give a shit about your childhood, you fat loser.
Well, if you made it this far, thank you. We appreciate your business. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I think we're going to wrap this up here.
I guess so.
Let's do it.
Maybe we'll, who knows? We may carry this into the next episode. But check us out on all the social medias at Load This Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And we are on
Get a load of this podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, right. Get a load of this podcast on YouTube, and then send us an email.
And ain't nobody made any kind of fucking reference to my Christmas presents. Now I understand I won't open it till Xmas, but
Surprise.
Right. Well, we're going to create.
Let me know.
We're going to create an Amazon wish list for you. I think we're
There
going to
we
start.
go.
We're going to start with that, and we'll send people to that.
I think we're gonna put an airsoft gun on it.
Maybe, and a flak jacket.
And fuck that. No, I see. I grew up where I don't have to ride a helmet on my bike, so I don't know. You can just hit skin. I'm good.
So load this podcast at gmail.com if you want to shoot us an email. Make sure to like us, subscribe, give us some comments, rate us on iTunes if you're listening to it on iTunes. Tell your friends, tell your family, and that's it.
And if you're underage out there, don't do stupid shit like we did.
Right.
No,
we survived, but we're the lucky ones.
Right.
Yeah, I got thick skin.
Right.
You pasty whites have been in the basement all year. You ain't gonna make it. You just ain't gonna make it.
But he only has one nipple.
Yeah, and it's in
but it's in perfect
the
condition.
center of my forehead,
and it's perfectly shaved.
Yeah, no, it's got an eyebrow and it'll wink at you, dude. On the beach, there was some dude. This old dude had eyebrow nipples, and they're big white sons of bitches. And he's walking down the beach, and I'm like, no, fuck! I can't believe that's happening. That's fucked up. We gotta shut it down.
Well, we want to welcome Joe back. It's good to have you back.
Well, we obviously had some stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So until next time, I'm Jarod.
I'm Ryan.
This is Joe.
And get a load of this.